thing.
You had Mel, on Mad About You.
Had Carl too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Carl. They both won Emmys.
Did
everybody won an Emmy on my show?
Did you stay friends with Mel after that?
Yeah. Well, friends. We don't. But yes, we did.
You didn't win one?
No, I never won.
Wow.
I never won nothing. I've never won anything. I'm hoping this wins the
This is going to
greatest,
This'll
the best
tank you.
show recorded in a bus.
Yeah.
By the way, when I wrote on Mad About You, is the year Mel Brooks was.
His first time.
Yeah.
And you got a big laugh from him, right?
Yeah, I rewrote a joke on the floor there.
What was
About
the joke?
whitefish.
What was the joke?
Yeah. So Mel had done a joke that obviously you had written and it fell flat, and just kidding.
He had written a joke.
No. He had a joke.
Okay.
That he had to deliver, but it fell. It died. So I don't know if it was Larry Charles. Who was the executive producer?
Larry Charles was the head writer.
No,
wasn't
it
he?
was Vic. I think it was Vic. Was Vic there?
Vic was the last 2 years. I think you. I don't know. But
Well, anyway, so whoever yells, we need something for that. We need a joke, and all the writers and I said, I think I got something.
what was the joke?
So Mel comes over and he whispered it to me because he doesn't want anybody to hear, which is great. I whispered to him, and the punchline, I don't remember the setup. The punchline is, nobody has ever seen a live whitefish. And it got a huge laugh.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And then he came back and thanked me for the joke. It was a big moment.
And that's the greatest cookie. There is something, about comics being protective of like if an interviewer goes, well, give me an example of one of your jokes. It's like, well, no, it's not going to work. Whatever.
Right.
And when we did the very first episode with Mel Brooks, the premise was he's my uncle, and he calls me and cousin Ira, Johnny Panko played. He said, it's very important. You got to come over. And we said, oh my God, it must be something very important. And turns out, could you guys help me move this couch? And that was the whole thing. But we got to meet Uncle Phil, and he moved the couch like 2 inches. And so it was a 5-day shoot, right? 5-day work week. So Monday, Tuesday, he decides that the couch. He goes, "This is a great couch. It's an Eagle, made by the Eagle Company." And we go, I don't get it. And he goes, and he just sort of swats it away. And every day he's saying the Eagle Couch Company. I'm going, I'm not sure why he's so determined to say Eagle. And cut to finally when we shoot it, and we move the couch, and we put the couch down. And he goes, "Yeah, the Eagle has landed." I went, okay. He was saving that for a week. He wouldn't tell us what the joke was.
Oh, wow.
But he had him. That was the. We had such an embarrassment of riches. We had all our heroes, our idols. We had Carl, we had Mel, we had Carol Burnett, Carol O'Connor, Jerry Lewis, for God's sake, and to a person, you would see their work ethic, and they certainly could just skate over it. They didn't have to work hard, but that's not their nature. They want to get the joke perfect. They want to get the best.
How did you pitch Mel on doing the show?
Interesting that you should ask. We had this idea. It should be, in a wish list, it should be Mel Brooks. And I go, well, you're not going to get Mel Brooks. He happened to have been, his office was on the lot where we worked. So Helen Hunt and I walked over personally, and I don't think we had approached him before. I don't think anybody had reached out to his team. And he came in, and we literally got down on our knees and genuflected. Wow. And he laughed like, yeah, that's enough. Wasn't embarrassed. Like, that's appropriate. And we told him, please do it. We love you so much. And Helen, God bless her, one of the things I love about Helen, she grew up on those 2,000-year-old man records as we did, and there's nothing more appealing about a woman who already has grown up on the comic. I mean, she would floor David Steinberg, who was one of our directors for many episodes. She knew his records by heart. So Mel was sort of tickled with the groveling, and I forget the name, but he said something like, "Let me check with Mrs. So-and-so," and it was a quote from a movie, but let me ask my wife was his basically deflection. And then he said yes, and then he asked for a lot of money, and we said yes, please. And I don't know I don't think you were there the first time he was on. Do you remember that episode of the couch?
No.
That was the first time, and we taped in front of a live audience, and it was usually people you bus in, and there's a service. They bring people. Would you want to see a show for free? Sure. And the night that he did it, it was packed because everybody brought their friends,
right.
And it was just it was electric because he was on fire, and in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
And I may have shared this with you before, I don't remember, but one of the most touching moments, his beautiful wife Anne Bancroft was there, and she's in the front in the bleachers, and she's on the first row, and in between takes, Helen comes over to me. She said, "Don't look right now, but slowly turn around, look at Anne," and she was just leaning over, enamored with her husband. She was like, I'm like, oh my God, look at, she's just,
Wow.
she was having so much fun and so
Wow.
in love. And I went over and I just went over to say hi. And she said, I had no idea he was this funny.
Ah. Wow.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
She